of diamond motifs. Okay, I'm going to lower the camera here to the beads. Okay, and come over here and sit down and start the process. Okay, the white beads are going to be the diamonds and the blue beads will be the fill-in. Right here I have I think 18 beads. I just strung some beads on to make the top of the necklace, and there's going to be one big diamond motif in here. Okay, so first I'm going to start at this end and take 2 white beads, 7 blue beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue beads, and 2 white beads, okay, I'm going to bring them down. Here they are. And what I'm going to do is count about to the middle of this white strand here. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go right to about there. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Right there. I'm going to take my needle and thread and go under the thread here of the white beads. Okay, so here they are. I'm under, I went under and then over and then in front of the thread separating these 2 white beads. Now I'm going to go down into the last bead that I put on the thread just now, and that's a white bead. So I know my hands are going to get in the way for a second here, but I need to just go down through that white bead. Okay, there we go. And there's the first loop. Okay, and the first part of the diamond. Okay, next I'm going to take 1 white bead and 7 blue beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 white beads. There they are. And now for this one, I'm just going to go underneath the thread between these 2 end white beads here. So I'm going to go underneath. Underneath there, and then go down into the hole of the last bead that I put on. Okay. Okay. So here's the little top of the diamond right there. Okay, now next row, I'm going to take 3 white beads just as spacers. Okay, and go between the white bead and the blue bead on the second row. This is just so that I can get down to the third row. Okay, now I'm going to go into the last bead that I threaded on. Okay, so now I've just gotten down where I can start the next row. Okay, so for the next row, I'm going to take one white bead, 5 blue beads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 white beads, and 2 white beads. Then I'm going to go again behind, over, and in front of the thread between this blue bead and this white bead. Okay, so I'm going to go under, over, and then in front. And then I'm going to go through the last bead that I put on the thread. That's this white bead here. Okay, so we've got a little bit more of the diamond coming through. Okay, now I'm going to put 3 white beads on. 1, 2, 3. Push those down. And now I'm going to go between this white bead and this blue bead. I go under, over, and then on top. And then through, again, the last bead that I just put on the thread. That's this white bead here. Okay, I'll pull that tight. Okay. Now I'll put 1 white bead and 5 blue beads on. 1 white bead, 5 blue beads, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And 2 more white beads for the end. Okay. And now I'm going to go between this blue bead and this white bead. Okay, there's a white bead and a blue bead there. I'm going to go between those two. And then go down, the last bead that I put on, that's the white bead. Okay. Okay, now for the fourth row, I'm going to put on 4 white beads. Four white beads just to get down. And I'm going to go in between the white bead and the blue bead up here. Hold on a minute. I'm just trying to, get down to get some spacer beads so that I'll be ready for the next row. Okay, this part wasn't really very important. I was just putting some spacer beads so that I can get to the next row. Okay, for the next row, I'm going to take 2 white beads, well, one white bead, I'm sorry, 1 white bead, because I've already got a white bead there. 1 white bead, 2 blue beads, and then 2 white beads. Oops. Okay, so that's that row there. Okay, I'm going to go in between this white bead and this blue bead. Okay, this blue bead and this white bead, because I want to form more of the diamond. So here I go. Up under, over, in front of, that thread, and then go back through the last bead that I put on the thread and pull that tight. Okay. Now I'm going to take 3 white beads, and I'm going to go in between these 2 white beads here. These 2 white beads here. Okay. Between those 2. And then come back down through the last bead. So now part of the inside of the diamond is done. Okay, I'm going to take another 3 white beads, and this time I'm going to go between this white bead and this blue bead on this side, the other side here. Okay, between that one, and then go back down through the last bead. Okay, now on the other side I'm going to again do 2 white, 2 blue beads, and 2 white beads. Okay, 1 white bead, 2 blue beads, and 2 white beads. Okay, so that little white bead made the tip of the diamond right there. Okay, now I'm going to go between this white bead and this blue bead. Go back down through the last bead. And now I'm on the other side. Okay, I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to put, let's see, probably two white beads on here to get down to the next row. So now I'm on the next row. Okay, for the next row, I'm going to take 2 white beads and go between this white bead and the blue bead. This white bead and the blue bead here. Okay. And then go down the last bead that I put on. Get my hand out of the way. A little caught up here. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take 2 blue beads and 1 white bead. 2 blue beads, 1 white bead, and go between this blue bead and this white bead here. So I'm making the diamond tip go out even further. Okay, I'm going to go down the last bead that I put in. Okay, so there's the tip of the diamond right there. Okay, now I'm going to take 3 white beads and let's see, 1, 2, 3, and go between these 2 white beads here. See, there's 2 white beads right next to each other. I'm going to go in between those. And then down through the last bead. Filled in the diamond a little bit. Now I'm going to take 3 more white beads. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go in between these 2 white beads here. So up, behind, get them up there. Let's see, let me get my thread straightened out here. Okay, now I'm going to go down through the last bead. Okay, you can see now the diamond, you know, it's coming more to life. Now don't worry too much about how this thing is butterflying out, because afterwards, really, when you do the necklace, you're going to go up and back and forth through the top and to get it straightened out. Okay. Where we are? Okay, next we're going to take 3 more white beads. And this time, go between this white bead and this blue bead. And go through the last bead. Okay, now on this side we want to do the same two beads, blue beads that we did before on the other side. So we'll do two blue beads. And let's see, probably one white bead. Let me get two white beads. Okay, I'm just going to go between two of these white beads here. This again is just trying to get, to end the row and get to the new row. You'll have better directions from the diagram that I'm going to have on the blog. Okay, let's take a few white beads just to get down to the next row. Okay. Okay, the next row, we're getting there now, is 4 blue beads and 1 white bead. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue beads and a white bead. Okay, and here we're going to go through these 2 white beads that form a pair right over here. It's kind of obvious they form a pair of white beads. So come up, we'll go through the last bead that I put on the thread and pull. Okay, need another 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go through these 2 beads, 2 white beads. And my thread's in the wrong place. There. And back through the last bead that I put on the thread. Okay, the diamond's being filled in. Take 3 more white beads. You can see here there's another pair of 2 white beads over here. I'm going to go in between them. And then back through the last bead that I put on the thread. Okay. So the diamond is now, it's gone out to its farthest dimension, and now it's coming back in. Okay, so I'm going to, for the other side, take 4 beads, 4 blue beads. And a white bead. And go in between 2 white beads up here. Again, this part really isn't important, it's just getting to the end. Okay, I'm going to put on another couple of white beads just to get down to the next row. Okay, next row, we're going to put on 8 blue beads and a white bead. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blue beads and a white bead. I'm going to go through this pair of white beads right here, this one and that one. Go up over the thread, behind it, over, and then through the last bead that I put on the thread. Okay, put a little loop there. Next I'm going to do 3 white beads. And I'm going to go in between these two, this pair of white beads here. Okay, and up and over, and then down through, again, the last bead that I put on the thread. Okay, so the diamond's almost formed. Okay, now I'm going to take 8 blue beads to finish off the right hand side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 white bead. And I'll just go up between these 2 white beads here. We can see. And between this blue bead and this white bead. Okay, I'm going to go back down the last bead that I had on the thread. Okay, I'm going to take, let's see, how about 3 white beads? Maybe make 4. Get down to the next row. Okay. Okay, now for the next row. It's a little bit different. I need to finish off the last bead here of this diamond, but you'll see that diamonds are going to start over here and over here. Okay, so I want to show you how that works, but it's not important to this diamond here. Okay, so I'm going to take 4 blue beads and 2 white beads. 4 blue beads, 2 white beads, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to find the middle of this right here between these 2 blue beads, and I'm going to go up around okay, in back of, over, and in front of that thread between those 2 beads. Come back down through the last bead I did, and you can see that there's a start of another diamond happening. Okay, so now I'm going to take 1 blue bead, I'm sorry, 1 white bead and 4 blue beads. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue beads and one more white bead. And here I'm going to go between these last two white beads. Here, the very tip of the diamond. Okay, and I'm going to go down through the last bead threaded. And there you can see that the tip of the diamond is done. Okay, now here we're going to do 4 blue beads again and 2 white beads, and then go between the middle, right here, the middle of that little blue row,